think that the language industry is always going to be there in one way or another. And I think there's always room for people with the right skill set to work in that industry and to do well within it. What I think does change is the requirements of the skills that you actually need to have within that industry. I think that a lot of people, at least around the time when I got involved in language studies, had this notion that language skills are sort of sufficient to work in the language industry. You don't really need to have any other skills or any other complementary skills. Of course, translation is more than just language skills. Everyone who studied translation knows that, but it's still sort of centered on the linguistic studies that you perform. But anyone who's been involved in the translation industry over the last 20 years knows that it is a very technology-driven industry. And you can't get around the fact that you will have to be familiar with technology in order to work in this industry, regardless of whether you're a translator, project manager, or have more of a mixed role, like myself. To summarize, I would say that I think it's important to have a knowledge of technology and understanding and openness to technology, but also something that we see more and more is we've sort of come full circle on specialisms when it comes to the translation industry. We used to have very, very specialized translators back in the days when the pace was slower, when you were handed a manual for a car, and you would be told that we had 6 to 8 months to complete the translation. Those days are gone. Everything is a lot more quick turnarounds and very sort of agile translation projects that are where everything is translated more or less continuously, which has sort of removed the need for specialization, not completely, but to a degree. But I think that we're sort of coming full circle with that, because we're getting more and more requests for something that mimics the old way of translation, where we can actually devote resources to work on something over time, rather than having just a stream of content to translate, and we never know what it is, and we never know when it comes, and we never know how much it is. So we're sort of seeing a bit of a shift back to that the translation buyers that are serious about their content, they want to have better control, better transparency of what happens throughout the chain. So I think that going into studying to work in the language industry today, studying translation and languages is necessary, but it's not sufficient. You need to do more than that. You need to specialize yourself. So I would say a minor in law, or something that gives you an edge, that allows you to focus on a specific field of translation. Is something that I think has always paid off, but it's going to pay off even more in the future.